Who is Yulia? Yulia is an immigrant, a nice person, hopefully, a fun, open person who loves the Netherlands a lot, who loves The Hague, and yeah, that's me. I don't know who works in a recruitment agency for IT. That's Yulia.
Can you tell me a little bit about you as to, okay, you work in recruitment for
hmm
sure, but in your personal life, what are some things that you're passionate?
I love my friends. I love hanging out with them. I love traveling. So I love going to new countries and exploring some new things and seeing new cities and talking to people. Well, actually, people are my passion. I love meeting people and talking to them and getting to know people from different backgrounds. In my free time, I love reading. I love being at my home because I value my home a lot. It's very nice and cozy, and I love being there as well. I also like to party. So here and there, depending on a day, I'm either at home or with my friends somewhere, or accepting guests at my home, which I also love doing, or just hang out with my boyfriend. That's my time.
Depending on your mood, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is the last country you visited?
That was Spain.
Okay.
I went to Spain for a couple of days to see my family. And before then, we went to Portugal with my friends, and that was really nice. It was
How
my
was it?
first time in Portugal.
How was Portugal?
So beautiful. Yeah, actually, Lisbon might be like the only city aside from The Hague or the Netherlands in general where I would live. It looked very beautiful. I loved Portugal. It's one of my favorite countries now, I think.
But what made you think that I might be able to live here? What was the characteristics of the city?
In
What was it?
Lisbon.
Yeah, what was it about the city?
Well, it reminded me of St. Petersburg a little bit
Okay, that's
because
interesting.
the city a little bit because the streets were wider than in Porto, and it looked beautiful, and you could see that it's like the capital, so it's taken care of. Even though some people say that Lisbon is like not tidy or something, I think it's pretty clean and nice. I love the views. The infrastructure was nice. I love the restaurants and like gastronomy in Portugal. It was really nice, and in Lisbon especially. I celebrated my birthday there, so it was a very happy day, and that made me also feel like probably that I'm so happy here. I could live here, but yeah, the people were also very nice and helpful.
So
Yeah.
your experience with your birthday, I think so it made it iconic.
Yeah, I think so because
That's
my experience there was very nice. I also was like, wow, that's a
that's
beautiful city.
nice. And among all these countries that you've traveled in Europe and outside Europe, if which would be the one place? Okay, you said Portugal is one place. Which would be another country in which you would see yourself living in?
I lived in Germany for 2 years before the Netherlands, but I don't think it was a good match for me. My dream for a long time has been the Netherlands, so it's hard for me to say, yeah, for like 5 years before I moved. Yeah, because I had friends here, and for a long time I was like, no, the Netherlands only. Now that I've gotten used to the weather, because where I come from, the weather was even worse. But now that I've gotten used to it a little bit, I'm like, well, I could live in a warmer place. So that's why I'm saying Portugal now. But to be honest, the Netherlands is just my one love. And aside from the Netherlands and maybe Portugal, I don't see myself anywhere right now.
What was it about Netherlands that made you attracted to it even before you thought of moving here?
Well, I fell in love with it really quickly because I visited my friend who is Dutch, who
Okay.
studies in the same university as me.
Okay.
And she was like, yeah, just come over, visit the Netherlands. And I visited, and I was 18 at the time. And almost immediately I was like, wow, I want to live here, like right away. And what dragged me to it was the people.
Okay.
I think that the people in the Netherlands don't get enough credit. I think they're super open, very nice. Yeah, very good and loyal friends once you become friends with them. I felt very welcome here and still do. And I think the weather here is nicer than where I come from, so I like that. And it's just beautiful. Architecture is beautiful. Food is very different and beautiful and tasty. A lot of different cultures mix here, so you get a lot of different experiences. You meet a lot of different people. It's like a melting pot, you know. It's like New York, where I also lived for a little bit, but smaller
Okay.
and more cozy. So yeah, that's why I like it.
What was the city that your friend lived in the first time you visited
I
Netherlands?
visited Amsterdam,
Okay.
and then we also went to Nijmegen.
Ah, okay.
Because that's where she's from.
Okay.
And I also love Nijmegen. I think it's a cool city also to settle down in, for example. Not as expensive as Randstad, and very cool. So I visited Amsterdam for the first time, and that's what I saw.
Okay.
But when I moved to The Hague 2.5 years ago, I was like, wow, now I'm in love with The Hague. So I love it here, and I don't think I would move anywhere else. I think I want to settle down in this city.
That's amazing. And you say you've been in The Hague for about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
When was amongst those 2.5 years, did you have any moments in which you just realized this is your city? Like you kind of belong to it. You're a part of the
Oh,
city.
yeah. Well, one of the really good moments was last September when the weather was very nice. If you remember, it was really hot. Oh, you weren't probably here
I
yet.
was in July, but in September as well. I used to live a little bit far. I used to live in Lusdownen, very far from the center. So I did not check out a lot. But
Yeah.
what was your experience?
Well, it was very warm, and we would every day after work just hop on bikes and go to the beach. And we would paddleboard and have some food. And I was like, wow, I'm working, but I feel like I'm on vacation. I understand that when the country is even warmer, like you can do it more in a year, but it feels really special, like you're taking a vacation in your own city. And I fell in love with The Hague even more when it was warmer. In the first year as well, we spent a lot of time at the beach, but last year in September it was really nice. I was already working, and we were cycling to the beach every day, and just staying there until the sun goes down and looking at sunsets. And I was like, yes, that's my city. That's very nice.
That's amazing. And what part of the Hague what do you have like a one street or a part of the Hague that you like the most?
Well, yeah, it might be a very basic answer, but yeah, the beach. I love it a lot. Even when it's cold and windy in winter, it just feels very powerful to me. I mean, this sea is very, very powerful. It's northern. Maybe I can relate to it as well a little bit. And it's like, it feels very powerful, especially in winter. And I love just walking around the beach and having some food there and yeah,
What
hanging
about
out.
the neighborhoods? What about the streets? Do you have like any like favorite street you can just go?
That's a good question. I love the city center in general.
Okay.
I love the the pond in the
Garden
city
House.
center. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a nice place. Yeah, I called it the pond. Probably the city people from The Hague would be like, that's the wrong name for it. But yeah, I like the central part and just walking around little streets. I love the street where Dilla Camilla is on. I'm really bad with street names, by the way.
What is
Dilla
it?
and Camilla. Do you know this little shop with like home? It's right next to where we met.
Tila and Camilla.
Yeah,
This is the first
it's
time.
right next to the creepy woman who's sitting on the bench.
Oh, Noordeinde.
Yeah,
Like
Noordeinde.
the
Yeah, yeah,
long
yeah.
one. Yeah,
That one.
Noordeinde. Yeah, yeah.
That's a good. That's a
Yeah, I
good
love
street.
that.
It
Yeah.
has a lot of. I love bookstore. If you know that cafe,
Yeah.
it's really nice to hang out and chill and read. So yeah, I love that street. But to be honest, I just love the whole city center. It looks very
Yeah.
pretty.
No, for sure, for sure. And do you have like any other cafes that you go to, like your go-to cafes?
Ooh, yeah. God, I wish I could remember the name. But in a park, there's like, I think there's like greenhouse cafe or like,
Okay.
I can also look it up if you want me
Yeah,
to.
it's fine. We can
Yeah, but there's the park. Okay, I'm really bad with topography and names, so I apologize. But there's this park somewhere in The Hague. I think it's the.
Haksabos?
No, no, no.
Zuiderpark?
I think maybe it's in Zuiderpark.
Okay.
I think. And it's like cafe, green something, maybe greenhouse, yeah. That they grow their own food. And food there is delicious, and you can just take a walk around the park and then stop by this
I want to
cafe.
eat that.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
opening.
cook that for me. Yeah, and yeah, so that cafe is very, very nice. Um, Also, I love Joe and Juice in the city center. It's
Okay.
also very basic, but I love it. Um, oh, and Lapsang. Lapsang, do you know
Okay.
it? In the city center? Oh, you have to go.
Okay.
It's the best. And I know that the chef from Lapsang, or one of the cooks, I'm not sure what his position was, he opened up his new restaurant called Buza.
Okay.
So you should check it out as well.
Is it like an Indonesian thing?
No, Buza, it's like a shared dining kind of thing. And Lapsang is also shared dining.
Oh, okay.
It's very, very tasty. And the last one is Sonia. I think that's how it's called. It was opened by an incredible Ukrainian chef. We just went there. She was very nice with us, and the food there is delicious. So if you want to check out Ukrainian cuisine,
Yeah.
you should go to Sonia.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
But so other than the cafes, if you want to chill with your friends,
yeah.
like what do you guys do? What are normal activities?
Well, I love having people over at my place.
Yeah.
So I love having guests over or visiting somebody else's houses as well. If it's warm, we're hanging out on our friend's terrace. So they have like a terrace on top, like a rooftop kind of a place. And we also go to the beach or to the park. And we
Okay.
also have hammocks.
Okay.
And we hang hammocks and we when it's warm and we just
Yeah.
chill at the park in hammocks and haksabos. That's what we like to do. But when it's cold, probably just chilling at home, honestly,
Yeah.
because you don't want to go out much. Maybe going to the cinema or to some restaurant,
Yeah.
but yeah, mostly at home in winter, I think.
Ah, that's crazy. And have you traveled in Netherlands? I mean, you told me that you're
Yeah.
fascinated about Netherlands. So, other than Amsterdam and The Hague, which are the cities that kind of
I've been to a lot of cities. I've been to Eindhoven, I've been to Groningen, I've been to Nijmegen, I've been to Utrecht, Rotterdam, of course, Delft. I've been to Edam, Volendam, Marken. I've been to Arnhem. I've been to Amersfoort in a lot of different places. I also travel a lot for work.
Okay.
But even before I started traveling for work around the Netherlands,
Yeah.
I traveled throughout the Netherlands because I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
And there's not one city that I've been to and I was like, ugh. Like, all the cities were like, wow, that's a great city. Like, they have great infrastructure. What can I say?
Damn, you really like Netherlands.
I do. I'm a fan.
Oh, shit, that's amazing.
Give me the Dutch passport already. And I also learned Dutch. So,
Oh, so you can speak Dutch?
ja, ik spreek ook Nederlands.
Oh, shit.
Also in my work.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I am a huge fan.
That's nice. Yeah, I'm a little bit. I'm learning Dutch.
Yeah.
But it's been like 8 months, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna take a while
Mm-hmm.
to understand it. But yeah, that's amazing. And tell me something about you and your work, as in like
Mm-hmm.
how do you find your work in Netherlands? How do you what do you think about the working culture?
Yes, I love the working culture here. I think it's very chill, like we discussed before. It's very chill. They really value work-life balance, and I value that as well. I would rather work to live and not live to work, you know? I lived in America for a little bit, and there the culture is drastically different. You live to work, and I really didn't like it. It wasn't a good match with me. But yeah, I think the working culture here is very nice. It's chill. I love my team. I love that my management also values my own personal time and personal goals. They're very open. I have very open, nice colleagues. I have a good team. So yeah, I love the Netherlands and
What kind
working
of team
here.
building exercises that you done?
What?
Do you guys have like those team building exercises?
Oh yeah,
What
we
are your
do
favorite
them
ones?
almost every month. Well, we try to do it every month, but sometimes people traveling and yeah. So we do them almost every month, and we went to to throw axes. That was cool, like axe
Yeah,
throwing thing. And then we also
In
did
The Hague?
that was in Utrecht.
Ah,
We also did laser tag
okay.
and like we did something else there. But yeah, we played and karting.
Oh, go karting.
Yeah, go-karting. And then what else did we do? We went to a cafe once all together, to like a restaurant. We also had a really big event for Christmas where we spent the night in the hotel and went to a maze Amsterdam experience. And then to a very nice restaurant. We do a lot with my
I'm
work.
just like writing out ideas because
Yeah, please.
I'm the scrum master for my team as well, so I'm just like writing.
Oh, cool. Well, trust me, I can give you like a list of what we did and plan on doing. So you can go ahead and also do it with your team. It's really fun to hang out with people that you work with. It's
That's
true.
amazing. So this is like one question I ask most of the people like at the end, in which I know you're gonna planning to stay here for a while.
Yeah.
But, if you would leave The Hague for any other city,
Yeah.
what would be what would you take away from your experience?
Takeaways like what I learned here, or part of the city or
What
something
part
like
of your
that.
city,
Oh,
what
okay.
around you, anything that comes in your mind?
Well, after living in The Hague, I can definitely say that I cannot not live close to the sea. Now I really want to have some big water nearby, so I wouldn't move anywhere where I can't see this, big water somewhere. So The Hague really spoiled me with that. And I would also take away, yeah, the chillness that I learned here. I just learned to enjoy my life, not rush, relax, have a good work-life balance. So I would take that away from here. And yeah, maybe the Dutch people I would take away from here because I love them. So that would be ideal.
But so do you not agree with the stereotypes that people have about Dutch people not being open?
I disagree with that strongly.
Okay.
I don't know, I maybe got lucky with my experience because when I moved here, I already had Dutch friends here who were very open with me. Maybe it's because my friend introduced me to everyone, so I had an in. But even later, when I was just talking to Dutch people, I made a lot of Dutch friends along the way as well. I don't know why people say they're closed. I think it's just important to also be really open to them and listen and appreciate them and their openness and just be an empathetic person. And I haven't met a Dutch person who wouldn't be open to talk or to new experiences. They're very open and free people. So I think that it's very possible to make connections with them. So I don't know why the stereotype exists, because I kind of disagree with it. I also lived in Germany, and there I felt like people were very closed off. I lived also in the south of Germany, so that was people were there who lived there were very closed off. But here people are very open, in my opinion.
Do you think the fact that you speak Dutch helps?
Yes, even though mostly, even with my Dutch friends, I still speak English because it's easier. But now I think it also helps. It helps me at my job as well when people see that I speak Dutch and that I, make an effort. And when I go to a party and all of the people there are Dutch, which happens to me, I just start speaking Dutch with them. And they also appreciate it, I feel. So, yeah, I think it helps. I think if you're an immigrant, learning Dutch is a really good idea. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And like at the end, I wanted to ask about repeating the question I had. Like,
Yeah.
what do you like the most about the circle?
I love your content. I love like the vibe that you bring to The Hague, how you see it. I like seeing it through your eyes as well. It's very cozy. But I really appreciate you making content about The Hague because there's a lot of content about Amsterdam. And Amsterdam is a very popular city for tourists. But I feel like, people who just see Amsterdam in the Netherlands, they're missing out. And it's important to maybe also not advertise, but like make other cities popular and make more content about them so people know what else is out there in the Netherlands, what other cities are there, and what can you see. So that's what I like about the circle as well, that you open up The Hague to different other people.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about something?
No, I really appreciate you filming these. I know it's a lot of effort to
Yeah.
then,
It's
edit
fine.
and everything.
It makes me meet interesting and amazing people like you.
Yeah,
So it's a win-win for everybody.
it's a win-win indeed.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
at the end, I always do the circle line in which you can just say, "Hi, my name is. I'm part of the circle."
Okay.
Cool.
Hi, my name is Yulia, and I'm a part of the circle.